Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today we're going to take another look at the Bazi chart to see what motivates a person. This is especially useful in a work context. Maybe you have a team of people who need to work together towards a particular goal. And obviously you're dealing with different types of characters. And you need to bring them all in line and make sure that they're all motivated, but each one of them will be motivated by something else. On the surface, they may all be motivated to reach a goal, but how do they actually motivate themselves, or how do you motivate them towards this goal? And so this is particularly useful if you do have to manage a team of people and you're working on a project and you have to make sure that everybody gives their 100%. Look at this, and this will give you an indication on how you need to manage your team, how you need to deal with the different characters that you have in that team. Now, first things first, you need to plot the Bazi chart of your team members to find out what is motivating them. So just go to the link that is here on the screen, or you can also use the link that I put in the description of the video. Just copy paste and enter their birth details. Now, it's not absolutely necessary that you know the time of birth. It will be slightly more accurate, but if you don't have the time of birth, the date of birth will be fine. Yeah, so just enter that, and then you will get a Bazi chart that is quite lengthy, looks quite complicated, at least for those who've never looked at the Bazi chart before. So scroll all the way down, and then at the bottom on the left-hand side, you will see this particular diagram. It says 5 structures, and this is what we are looking at. The 5 structures, and specifically, we are looking at what structure your team members belong to. Now, as you can see here at the bottom, there's always a main structure. So this is what you focus on. So this person here, this is an example, is a supporter. Yeah. And a supporter is the influence structure here. Yeah, then we've got the managers, it's a wealth structure. We've got the creators, the output structure. We've got the connectors, companion structure, and we've got the thinkers, the resource structure. So check what the main structure is, and then you will know how to approach your team members or how to actually motivate them to do something. So this is super, super easy to see. It's basically all there. And then just follow the guidelines that I'll give you for these type of structures. So the first one is the managers. So if you have a manager structure or a wealth structure in your team, then these are people who are quite purpose driven. Yeah, they're direct, they're responsible, they're quite controlling, and they want things their way. So they're quite skeptical and bold, but they want to be in charge. They want to make sure that people listen to them. So you got to make sure that you hear them out. And sometimes they're a bit problematic because they think they are the only ones who know how to do something. And so they have a hard time delegating things. So make sure that you actually delegate to them. Make sure that you keep them busy and that you give them something to manage. They're perfectionists, and so they're driven by perfection. They're motivated to do their absolute best in any circumstances, and they are completely able, willing to carry responsibility. So if you take responsibility away from them, they become deflated and they're not motivated anymore. Now, because they're perfectionists, they're also quite easily agitated and irritated. So, be careful with that. Make sure that you maybe put people in their teams who are also quite detail oriented, or who follow orders, instructions very well, and then they will be fine. But these are the ones who usually make sure that responsibility for certain tasks is being taken, and that they carry things forward and they see it through to the end. Yeah, because they make it their responsibilities. Now, if you have the creator or the output structure in your team, they are very good at having ideas, but they're also very fragile. Yeah, they bring a lot of fun along the ride, and they like to perform, and they like to think outside the box. They're lively, they're high energy, and if you have them on a team and you need a new idea, you need sort of like a breakthrough, these are the people who can bring you that breakthrough. So you want to make sure that you have someone with an output structure on the team, especially if it's a creative team. You need these in your team. Um, they are motivated by attention. They are motivated by talking about their ideas, and they are very, very optimistic and positive when they approach a task, at least at the beginning. Yeah, they're not very good at seeing things through because they get bored very easily. Uh, but they want to keep people happy, and so they are very reluctant to offend others. They're not great with details. They're just sort of like, they're artists, right? So they just want to have new ideas and share those new ideas. They want to invent new things, and they want to inspire people. So this is quite good to have on the team. If you need new ideas, if you are sort of stuck and you're like, oh God, nothing is really working. We're just, butting our heads against the wall. Having these people on the team is great because they can lift you out of this slump and come up with something completely new and completely brilliant. And as long as you then implement it, that's fine. Yeah, they're not, as I said, they're not very good with seeing things through because they get bored easily. Now, if you have connectors on the team, so that's the companion structure, these are people who are motivated by social interaction. They're very people driven. They want fun, they love approval, and they want to be accepted. So they're very charming, and it's very important to them to have people around them that they get along with. They are also usually the life of the party because they laugh a lot, and they can bring fun to a particular project or situations. And they're stressed by inactivity. Yeah, so if they don't have anything to do, they get quite stressed. If there's nobody around, if there's nobody to talk to, they get quite stressed. So they are very, very good if you need to send someone from your team to talk to a stakeholder, maybe make some connections, make sure that you get the buy-in from other people. Send one from the companion structures because they're good with connecting with people. They also don't want to offend others. They want that everybody is happy. They want to have healthy relationships. They want to have positive relationships, and so they will do everything to make everybody happy. So if you need to send someone out to talk to a person who's skeptical about the project, or who hasn't really bought into it, you can send someone from the connector structure to get their buy-in because they're very good at mediating things. They're very good at seeing things from all angles, putting themselves in other people's shoes, and then bring them around. So they're very good at doing that. Then if you have the supporters, you have someone from the influence structure. Now, these are very progress driven. They're very structured. They use a system, and they want everything to be orderly and precise. Yeah. So if you need people who are detail oriented and do everything according to a standard operational procedure, these are great to have. These influence structures are great to have. They're very cautious, and they want to maintain stability in a team. So they don't like upsets. They don't like abrupt changes. Routine and cooperation is really, really very important to them so that they can actually function properly in a team. And when there's a challenge, they actually think things through. They respond in a very thoughtful way and in a very structured way to a problem. So they really break it down into small pieces, and then they think about how we can actually solve a particular problem rather than getting overwhelmed by the enormity of a problem. Now, they don't like surprises. Yeah, so don't spring a surprise on them without, kind of without talking it through with them first. They don't like to have their structure interrupted or their routine interrupted. So that's not what they like. But if you have set a direction and you've got someone from the wealth structure, the manager structure, to take responsibility for something, and they then need someone to implement everything according to the book, this is when the influence structure comes in. So they're very, very good at that. Just give them direction. They will follow in your directions explicitly, and they will be very, very detail oriented. And then lastly, we've got the thinkers. That's a resource structure. You also want those on the team because they are very analytical. They're data driven. They are product driven. They're motivated by analyzing data or analyzing facts. They need facts and figures before they take any sort of decision, and they are motivated by detail. Yeah, again, stability and detail is key to them. Now, they are also motivated by being able to exhibit their expertise in a particular subject matter. So they really, really want to demonstrate that they are the experts in a particular field. They are very logical, very objective, and they often openly question things. Yeah, so they really want to make sure that they understand everything, that they have all the facts, good and bad, before they go forward. They tend to overthink things a little bit, so you don't really want to put them in a position where they are the sole decision makers. That would be much, much better if it's a wealth structure or an influence structure. The resource structure is not very good at taking decisions, but they are very good at providing the supporting facts for the wealth and the influence structures, so they can then actually execute on those facts and take those decisions. And if you need someone to analyze facts and figures and then just, translate facts and figures into layman's terms, the resource structure is the best at doing that. Yeah. So having them on the team to maybe think through the financials of a particular project, the financial viability, that would be great. All right, so this is how you can use the 5 structures when you're dealing with a project where you have a team, and you kind of need to make sure that they're all motivated, that they're all in, that they all have bought into the idea and into the project, and you got to make sure that they all have the same or the appropriate role where they can display their best characters or their best attributes. Then you have a really, really strong team and you can make that project work. All right. I hope this helped you guys. I hope you can use this if you're a business owner, if you are a team leader, department manager, mid-manager. This is very, very useful. Let me know how that goes. If you try this out, if you analyze your team members and give them tasks according to their structures, I'd be interested to hear what your experiences are with that. Of course, as always, if you have questions and comments, please put them in the comment section below or contact me directly. My contact details are in the description to the videos, and I would really appreciate it and be super thankful if you could like the video, share it with those who may be interested in, and subscribe to my channel, because that would really help me reach more of those people who are interested in Chinese metaphysics and just see how they can use Chinese metaphysics in their daily lives. All right, see you guys soon.